Have you ever felt invisible, like no one in the world could really see you? Well, imagine if that was literally true. That's exactly what happens in today's movie, Above the Shadows 2019. It's a story of loss, redemption, love, and fighting for a place in the world, literally and metaphorically. Stick around because this one gets intense. Welcome back to the Movie Recaps Hub podcast, where we dive into the most fascinating films and break them down scene by scene. If you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss a story. Now let's jump into Above the Shadows. The story picks up with Holly, who's invisible to everyone around her except for one man, Shayne, a down-on-his-luck fighter. The next morning, Holly shows up at Shayne's apartment and meets his three-legged dog, who, just like everyone else, can't see her. As they settle in, Holly shares her theory. She wasn't always invisible, and Shayne wasn't always unpopular. She believes that helping him get back on track might also help her regain her visibility. Shayne opens up about his own struggles. He explains how he was kicked out by his stepfather as a teenager, discovered his passion for fighting while standing up to bullies, and now survives by competing in underground matches. Holly goes to one of his fights, but she's horrified by the violence. Even worse, Shayne only makes $300 for all that risk. She suggests he fight in bigger tournaments where the money's better, but Shayne explains that no one wants to fight him. He isn't popular enough to sell tickets. Determined to help, Holly asks for a list of the top fighters and starts digging. She discovers that Suarez, one of the biggest names, has been accused of using steroids. Holly sneaks into his house, snaps a picture of his pill bottle, and uses it to blackmail him. Soon after, Shayne's manager calls. Suarez has agreed to fight Shayne in 6 weeks. This could change everything. As Shayne trains, Holly spends more time with him. They bond over family stories, and when Holly talks about her sister, Shayne suggests she might be pregnant. Holly doesn't believe it. She also admits she's terrified of crowds, a fear that came from a past injury at a concert. Since she can't attend the fight in person, Shayne invites her to watch from his apartment. The big fight day arrives. Shayne hasn't fought professionally in more than 5 years, but he still wins. Sadly, his manager takes a huge cut, leaving Shayne with barely anything. When a reporter asks how he'll celebrate, Shayne simply says he already is by going home to Holly. Later, on the rooftop, Shayne starts to wonder if Holly is even real. Fighters sometimes hallucinate after injuries, and he fears she might be one of those illusions. But then he kisses her, proving he wants her to be real. Unfortunately, the same reporter secretly snaps a photo of them. The next morning, Holly is shocked to see herself in the tabloids as the mysterious shadow girl. The reporter even edited a silhouette of her into the photo since he couldn't actually see her. At a press conference for Shayne's next fight against Bones, the media asks about the shadow girl, but Shayne brushes it off. Meanwhile, Holly secretly follows Bones and blackmails him with evidence of spending the night with a minor. Bones agrees to lose, and Shayne wins easily. But Holly doesn't stop there. She spreads a false rumor that Mata has accepted a rematch against Shayne. The tabloids eat it up, and suddenly Shayne is everywhere in the news. Later, Holly sneaks into Mate's house looking for dirt, but comes up empty-handed. Around this time, she also visits her sister and discovers she really is pregnant but too afraid to tell her husband. Things take a turn when Holly is sent to a bar to spy on Juliana. To her horror, she finds Shayne there with her. Furious, she storms out. Shayne tries to explain, but Holly refuses to listen. When pressed, she confesses that she's been fixing his fights. Shayne explodes with anger and tells her to leave. Not long after, Shayne shows up at Holly's place to clear the air. He admits that his downfall wasn't just because of Holly's old photos. He and Juliana had both been unfaithful, and when their relationship fell apart, he couldn't handle it. Holly realizes she wasn't to blame after all. She just got caught in the middle of his mess. She leans in to kiss him, but Shayne pulls away. Enraged, Holly kicks him out and breaks her late mother's kaleidoscope in the process. The next morning, her worst fear becomes reality. She can't see her reflection anymore. When she goes to Shayne, he can't see her either. Heartbroken, Holly decides to visit her family one last time. She helps Vanessa by revealing her pregnancy to her husband, helps her brother Troy talk to his crush, and finally connects with her father, who still misses his late wife deeply. For the first time, Holly realizes she's been so focused on her own pain that she ignored theirs. Meanwhile, Shayne continues preparing for his fight against Mata. Holly pushes past her fear of crowds and attends, but Shayne struggles badly in the ring. Desperate, Holly sneaks inside and takes his hand, promising to stay with him no matter what. Miraculously, Shayne and the entire audience can now see her. Despite her presence, Shayne loses by a slim margin. Juliana offers him sympathy but gracefully steps aside, allowing Shayne to choose Holly. He rushes to her, convincing security to let her stay, and embraces her tightly. Holly admits he was right about her life, and he confesses she was right about Juliana. In the final moments, Holly visits her father again. His eyes light up as they share a warm embrace, finally reconnecting after years of distance. And that's how Above the Shadows comes to a close, a story about love, loss, visibility, and finding your place when the world refuses to see you. If you enjoyed this recap of Above the Shadows, don't forget to hit that like button, drop a comment with your thoughts on the movie, and subscribe to Movie Recaps Hub podcast for more deep dive recaps just like this one. Until next time, thanks for listening, and I'll see you in the next episode.